G'day guys and gals. Alright, so this, again, I've been doing this all week. This is a bit of a cop-out strategy, but if it works, it works. It's just convenient that for all the medals we need to bring support units. So, as I say, 5 support units over the contract, get all your medals. Daily contract, Sarkaz Knight, personal training. This increases the damage, resistance, etc. of the bosses at the end. Not particularly fun. It is what it is. The 8 I'm going with, any mobility, crossfire zone, construction zone. The team we're going to be using is, it's kind of specific. It's more specific than I'd prefer, but a lot of them this week have been that way. That's all I got to say. Myrtle with skill 2, you don't need it, but I do like to use skill 2 just to keep our Vanguard on that side topped up, so there's no question for the time they're in there that they're going to be okay. Texas, you can use Scavenger, Scavenger's fine. I use Texas these days because we get Texas for free, so everybody does have her, and I do suggest leveling her up. Korea, with skill 2, his extra defense is going to come in helpful for this over how quickly the deployment points cycle. 2 single target healers. Suzero with skill 2, can't go past it for this. I like Gavial. For this particular one though, it's not actually Gavial's health that I prefer, it's this heal over time that she drops on stuff. Kind of just mitigates the up and down that our defender, our tank, I should say, will be taking. We also have an AoE healer, Perfuma. Perfuma's map-wide heal is going to come in super handy, so I'm going back on that. Lapland, skill 2. Now, skill 2 is going to help you out greatly for getting rid of the iron crabs. I think they're called iron crabs. They look like crabs anyway. So that skill is great for clearing those out, keeps her on top of them. Spectre, we want her in with skill 1. She's going to be blocking, so skill 2 will let things leak, so obviously we don't really want that. Manticore, with skill 2, we want that stun. The same with May, who I've got here. We want this stun, so skill 2. Pinecone with skill 2. You can use any archetype like this, the boomshot snipers. You can't go too past Pinecone. It's very rare that she can't do a job. But as I say, if you want to use Chen or someone, go for your life. Just be a little bit wary with Chen because she can go a little bit crazy. Moose, skill 1. And last but not least, we're going to be borrowing a Mudrock with skill 2. My Mudrock is quite a few levels lower than this. But preferably you want that Mastery 3 on your Mudrock. So she gets the absolute most out of everything. Because she will be taking a heck of a lot of damage, especially if something goes awry. So you kind of want her to be able to sit there like a little rock and, well, hold as long as she can. So as I said, I know a lot of people don't like cop-out strategies, but if you do like this, or it just gives you an idea, then by all means leave a sub, help me out, I do appreciate that. Alright. We're going to throw Myrtle and our high damage Vanguard, whoever you chose, up the top here so they can attack, both attack. And once we get the deployment points, we're going to throw in Courier. Lapland here, aiming up. Our AoE healer. Make sure the AoE healer is covering Lapland. And now we want to get Pinecone in. Pinecone's just here, so she can decimate everything that comes through that lane. Pretty much. I say decimate, but there's a lot of shielded enemies in this that she can't do anything about, so she does her best. Let's put it that way. Keep cycling those deployment point skills. This bloke here with a shield, he's pretty much our indication that we need to do something on this left-hand lane. So once Myrtle's skills expired, we want to get rid of these guys, just because we want to make the absolute most out of everything when we do replace operators there. So once he's gone, we're going to yank out Myrtle, put in Manticore, facing off to the left, so that extra tile is upwards. And then we're going to pop in our Mudrock. And our Mudrock's just going to go from there. So you can cycle Manticore skill as frequently as you like. Right now, she's just here to do damage, that's it. Alternatively, I say she's there to do damage, she's also there to actually absorb some of the debuffs. So that it is helpful if you want to time it, if you find yourself struggling. So Lapland doesn't get hit by it, but sometimes, you know, Lapland you just have bad timing. So the Blade Helm's out, and the Blade Helm had decided to hit Lapland. Lapland, you know, as I say, sometimes you just can't help it. It is what it is. Both of them had their skill cycling. I have no control over Lapland's. It is what it is. Courier's skill just to mitigate the damage being thrown around by that Blade Helm. You notice that I'm not concerned about healing, but I am still using my healer skill. So what I want to do now is make sure, if possible, that Manticore's skill is enabled there, so she gets debuffed. Because Lapland, as you can see, is backed up. So, thankfully, Manticore has received debuff. That means Lapland is going to kill all these little crabbies, or spooters, or whatever the hell they are, before she gets her own debuff. That's just part of the course, it's just how it works. So try your best to sort of mitigate it as best as you can, but sometimes you can't do anything about it. Sometimes you're just in a crap place, and no amount of management will help. So, we've got 3 life points, so even for whatever reason your Lapland doesn't recover on this side, you can still let a crab or 2 through. That's not a huge issue. So, don't panic. My Lapland's always recovered from the debuff. It's fine. So, as you can see now, my Pinecone has the debuff. That's absolutely not ideal, but it is what it is. So, we have one enemy that got through. As I said, I'm not mega concerned. Pinecone getting that debuff, not ideal, but it is what it is. As I said, sometimes you just can't help it. Manticore's skill, once this guy comes out of his invisible state, so once he starts engaging Mudrock, because basically what we want to do is mitigate how much damage he throws on Mudrock and allow Mudrock's shields to cycle as best as we can. That's the end goal of Manticore there. So as you can see, I still have no huge issues with damage here. The issue's going to start when this second boss comes out. Now, as you can see, this is 55 and 57. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to yank everybody back out. I'm going to leave Courier in because I don't give a shit. I want a delay. So the longer Courier sort of sits there, the better it is for me. Not just Courier, but you know, just do your absolute best to delay this boss from getting where it's going. There's 2 reasons for that, and I know people hate it when I pause and explain things, but some people love explanations, so it's kind of like I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. The boss up top will die a hell of a lot quicker than the one down the bottom will. And you'll see exactly why that is in a minute. So what we want to do is we want to try and... the boss up top will take a lot longer to kill than the boss down the bottom. So I want to delay everything I can. And then what I want to do is I want to put my 2 healers at the top here, where they're not getting hit. And once this boss is well and truly on this tile, we're going to deploy Spectre. Spectre will push that boss off, but what's going to happen is we're going to deploy May. After this, what we're going to do is, again, just have Manticore cycling her stun, because, again, as I said, we want to make sure that everything is as managed as we can get it. And down here, with a DPS guard, like an AoE guard, and another sniper, this boss is going to go down a hell of a lot quicker. And I'm going to have far less issues. So once Manticore's skill is finished cycling, so once we've delayed as long as we possibly can the damage on Mudrock, take her out and replace in with Moose. Now, this is the hard part, because what we want to do is we want to kind of manage both to make sure that they both go down at the same time, which can be hard because Moose is an entirely RNG-based character. Don't even try to let Spectre get somewhere damaged. Just as soon as you are worried about Spectre, hit that skill. So just keep watching this top one. This top one is the one that's going to take the longest. He's the tankiest and he's the one that's going to take the longest, so we got to worry about him. So as you can see, this guy down the bottom here, he's probably going to die a little bit quicker than this one at the top. Alright. We've officially lost up top, so now we are just delaying. That's it. Done. So just keep them sort of leveled out, keep them going at the same time. Just do your best to not break one before the other. As you saw, my Texas, who is the least tanky of the two Vanguard, like the two standard Vanguards I have, took one hit, which means Kuri is going to take 2 hits. Myrtle, I'm not sure. She may take 1, she may take 2, but I had plenty of ground-based operators that I could throw down to delay that second boss. Now, the big thing is, with May, just in case for whatever reason, your Moose just goes RNG crazy. She wins the RNG lottery and just tears that top boss apart by double strikes. And the second boss enrages. What you want to do is then hit May down the bottom, who will switch to a 30% stun. And hope to God that it's dead enough that that stun can tide you over. Outside of that though, I hope that helps, guys. And good luck.